Hey, what's going on everyone? Welcome back to another video. Today we have this 7 Series 8,000 pounds. The model number is 7FKU40. And so the history behind this forklift, you see it running now, but it was actually sitting for about 2 years. And the reason was because the owner bought it in an auction and he didn't know that the engine was seized up. He brought it to our shop. This was 2 years ago. We told him the engine was seized up. It needed a long block, so it was about $17,000, and he didn't want to do that. So he decided to go try to find a matching block to do an engine rebuild. But by the time he called me to do that, he had already had the engine taken apart, and I told him if I were to have taken it apart myself, I would have put it together, but since I didn't do it, I didn't want to get involved in that. I told them put it together and call me when you have it put together and I'll do the rest. So here I am trying to start it and the batteries are pretty much dead because they tried to start it the day before and they couldn't get it started. So I'm checking to see if it turns on, and it turns on for a split second and turns back off. So it seems to me like I have no fuel pressure in the rails. It seems like maybe there's only a little bit. I prime the fuel pump or the filter, and I prime it and it only turns on for a split second, and that's it. So I'm starting to check everything, and I checked the oil, I'm checking for cables, I'm making sure that everything is put back together because again, I didn't assemble this engine, somebody else did. And so I kind of have to start from scratch and try to troubleshoot this whole thing from the ground up. But before that, I need some good voltage because these batteries are dead, and I didn't have these batteries on me. I wasn't told to bring any batteries, so I'm checking to see if I can get some fuel pressure in the rails to see if I get diesel pressure to the injectors, and I got nothing. So I get barely any squirts coming out to see if maybe there's air locked up in the system, but I got nothing. So I decide to take apart where the fuel pump is, the diesel high pressure fuel pump, and see if maybe I can find something, because I started smelling some diesel and I'm thinking there's a leak somewhere. So let's see what we find. So as you can see here, as soon as I took the battery plate cover off, you see there the line coming from the fuel tank is leaking and it's rusted out, corroded, and that's the one that goes to the actual tank itself. I'm sorry, that's the one that goes to the actual fuel pump. And so there's a return, there's an in and an out, and so that's the actual in coming from the fuel tank to the pump. So I told the owner, told him what I found. He decided to call somebody to come and try to weld it. So here he is. I took the sending unit out where the float is, the measuring float is. I took it out, and basically what we came down to is we can't weld it because those lines are so rotted. It's not gonna work. So customer wanted to get it done today, so we decided to cut the ends off and just put hoses on in the meantime and get it up and running, and later on he's gonna order a whole new part. So we're gonna get this patched up, put hoses instead of the tubes, and try to get it running. Alright, so here's the final product, and we actually cleaned the filter too, that little filter from the pickup tube, because that thing was disgusting. And we also advised the customer to empty the tank out, but he decided not to. He's going to do that later. So you'll see here in a second how we put the hoses on, and it worked pretty well. Here's a picture of it. You see the in and out, and um, it came out pretty good. There's not a lot of high pressure there, so the lines will hold up for a long time. And once we did that, I primed the pump, and it instantly turned on. So that was great. Now the other problem was now that it doesn't accelerate. You turns on great now, but now there's absolutely no acceleration. It only accelerates maybe 200 to 300 RPMs and nothing more.
Vamos a ver, si no funciona con esto, se hace. No creo que va a funcionar, pero.
As you can see there, I'm accelerating and it doesn't accelerate barely anything, and so that it's a big problem, because if it doesn't accelerate, customers aren't going to be happy, obviously, and we can't leave it like this. So again, I'm to the point where I need to start digging in the beginning, starting from scratch. And my dad always told me, you know, no matter what job you go to, you always want to check everything, absolutely everything, from start to finish, because you can't really go off of what your customer says or what the previous mechanic did, because it'll drive you crazy. So here I'm checking to see if there's any air in the system. I'm popping every single line in the injectors and making sure that there's a crisp stream coming out and that there's no air, and it doesn't seem like way. It still seems like it's struggling. It still seems like there's not enough diesel pressure in the lines, even though we're priming the pump, and you know, it's getting annoying at this point. So I just decided that I'm going to start from scratch. I'm going to start from the tank, go all the way to the pump, and I even thought about removing the pump, and maybe it just wasn't timed correctly. So here I removed all the injector lines, all the tubes out, and I even removed one of the injectors to test it out, and it all tested fine. So that wasn't a problem. And then I started from the actual the fuel filter here, because from the fuel filter it goes to the actual high pressure pump, the mechanical pump, and look what I found in there. The line was blocked up, and that's the inlet of the fuel pump, the high pressure diesel fuel pump, and you're gonna see what I find when I take it apart. And that goes back to the tank, as you can see there, and that's the inlet that I'm pointing at right there where that tube is. So I take that out just to see, you know, if it was clogged, and look what I found. That is the inlet of the fuel pressure pump. You know, there's no way the engine's gonna have any sort of power like that. So I cleaned it up, put it back on, and now look what it sounds like. So now that we got the motor running great, now we have a couple more things to do. There's a bolt for the SAS that is missing, and we're going to change the air filters and the alternator because batteries aren't charging, and that's why they died so quickly. So this bolt goes all the way in the back on the SAS shock absorber. There is the alternator that we're replacing, and here is where the bolt goes. Almost all Toyotas 7 Series and up has this right here, and so they need to straighten that out, and they told me to order a pin for them. They're gonna do that job, and that goes there. It's not super important, but it's definitely part of the SAS system, the stabilizer assist system. Next, we're gonna take care of all this wire harness crap going on here, and the guy that put this together kind of threw everything on and made this connection terrible. So we're gonna clean that up for him and get this thing running. once I got everything put back together, the new alternator, new air filters, I'm just checking with my power probe to see if I got any voltage increase out of the alternator, and I do. I got about 12.8 on idle, and once I rev it up here in a second, I'm gonna get up to about 13.8, 13.5 or so, something like that. Now I still think that these batteries need to be replaced. They brought me new batteries after this. They bring me new batteries, but they were only about 500 cold cranking amps, and then they need about 1,000 each one. So I recommended that to the customer. I don't know if he will or not, but I still think that these are a little too these batteries are a little too weak for the system. And I also noticed this little leak here on this glow plug. As you can see there, the bubbles. Maybe you can see it there, maybe not. But on the bottom, you see these bubbles coming out, and so that needs to get fixed as well. That may be the cause of a little hiccup that it has, and while it's starting, you need to prime the fuel pump a little bit more before starting, and that might be why. I don't know. It's just something I noticed. Alright, now it's time to take care of this harness. Make sure everything is looking good and no wires are looking janky. We already lifted it up. As you can tell, the fork's lifted off the ground. And now let's get this wire harness done, and it should be good to go. Alright, so we got the harness cleaned up. We got the oil pressure line put in right here, tucked away. We got our starter solenoid cable tucked away. We got all the other things wrapped up, tie wrapped, everything looking clean. I put the fuse box back on, put the other fuse box on the bottom where the diagnostic cable goes to. Everything's set up and looking good. Customer is super happy. And here's a video of him on the forklift again, and this is the first time it's been started and ridden around the yard in about 2 years. And so yeah, thank you guys for watching. Thank you for following along. Please hit that subscribe button, that like button, comment anything that you saw that you liked, anything you want to see, or if you have any suggestions. Thank you.
Pon el pie ahí en ese. Ajá. Saca ese y aceléralo.